Hey everybody, welcome to the 2022 Adventures with Andi Halloween Mega Venture. That's right, all this week we're going to be making, crafting, painting, and doing other things. All in the name of our favorite holiday, Halloween! That's right, and this particular video is going to be the big build. Every year we do one build that is bigger than the rest. And how much bigger can you get than a lawn gnome?
You got gnome!
That's right. Andi got this as a gift from a fellow writer many years ago. So this year we're going to see if we can maybe Halloween it up and make it scary.
And Chad's doing the intro for this one because he really likes the idea for this project. And so he's heading up the whole thing.
Yep. So
he's in charge of it all.
As they say, poor gnome.
Who says poor gnome?
I think he's going to say poor gnome.
He is by the time we're done.
Yep. So why don't we bring it on in and get this started.
Alright, so the plan is, and this is something I've wanted to do since I got this gnome, is we're going to turn him into a fountain. But not just your typical nice, sweet, pretty little fountain. This is going to be a horror fountain. We're going to make it look like he's gotten stabbed in his chest and there's blood gushing out and burbling over. We're going to use this planter and this planter to create that fountain. This one's got a hole in it, and this one will hold the water, and this pond pump that Chad picked up. And then this is going to go in upside down, and we're going to put some sort of plate or saucer or rocks or something on top of it for the gnome to sit on. We've got some tubing that will feed from the pump up through this into the gnome and out a hole that we will drill into his chest. And that's right, we got some red food coloring to make it look like blood. That's right. This should be good.
So you've been planning to do this the entire time you've had that gnome?
I've planned this since the minute I pledged to get that gnome on the Kickstarter that I got him on. I haven't been able to. I have all these ideas. I don't have enough time. All right, well, Chad, you're heading up this project.
Okay.
Are you ready to get started?
Sure, let's get started.
Let's get started.
Okay. The gnome's been outside for 6 or more years, really. So the first thing we do before we can touch it up or paint or anything is we need to give it a good bath. So it's going to go in the bucket with some soapy water and soak for a little while. Maybe think about what he's done.
What he's done?
Yeah. Can use some Dawn just because it's a good degreaser. We will probably lose what paint is on there, but that's fine.
That's fine.
Because it needs to be touched up anyway.
Any loose paint that's on it needs to come off, otherwise it's just going to flake off later.
Should be good. So this has been soaking in Dawn water and a little bit of bleach for a while. And so I'm just going to use this cloth here to scrape it off, and then once it dries, I guess we can paint the little guy up. Restore him to his gnomiest glory.
You enjoying your bath, Mr. Gnome?
He's sleeping through it.
And of course, you'll have to rinse him off after you do this too. Get all the soap and bleach off.
Oh yeah. Otherwise the paint's not sticking.
Nope.
So right here we have our clean gnome. He's been through water, soap, and a little bit of bleach just to take care of anything that's on him, and now we just need to touch up the paint. As you can see, his jeans are kind of scuffed, his hat. It's been through the laundry, and even the plants and the trees and his little coat are in need of a quick touch up, and his belly. Gonna be using some acrylic paints here. Gonna start with some olive green just to touch up the plants. Not a lot of detail to do on this little guy, so I'm not gonna need a really, really tiny brush. clear indicator that it's coming from here. There you go. So, are you ready for this, Andy?
You don't know. Am I ready for this, Chad?
I don't know, because we got Kevin here. Do you remember Kevin?
Kevin's evil.
Yeah.
He killed the tree monster's barber.
Yep, so you think it's time for payback on Kevin?
I think it is. I really do think Kevin needs to learn a lesson.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess what we'll do is we'll drill a couple holes in Kevin. Sound good?
Yeah. So I think first we should take this broken piece out.
Okay.
Give us a look at what's inside.
Yep.
We've got tubing here that's going to go up through here. And we'll drill a hole up here where his hand is. And the water will come out from there.
Right. The tubing is not going to come out the hole, though.
Right.
It'll just go in through the bottom. So you ready? Just got a big screwdriver. There we go. Yeah, it's all musty in there.
Yeah, I told ya.
But hey, save the trouble having to drill. Yep. You want me to hit it with some bleach real quick?
I would love for you to hit it with some bleach in there.
Okay.
Make sure that there's no mold or algae or anything growing that's going to cause problems with the fountain.
Okay. So, well, Kevin cleans his insides. We're going to go ahead and put a hole in this terracotta. This pot base is going to be the platform on which Kevin sits, and we need to be able to run this tubing up through it, and it doesn't have a hole in it, so we're going to get the masonry bit out and put a quick hole in it. In the meantime, we're going to mask up so that we don't inhale the masonry particles that come flying off of this.
If any do.
If any do.
Chad's been soaking this terracotta saucer for, what, 2 hours now?
Yeah, 2 hours, 15 minutes.
To make it easier to drill.
And if it does break, we have a backup plan.
And that backup plan is not just run out and buy another one of the saucers.
You ready?
I am ready. I'm masked up. Making some progress.
Yep.
Good progress. Do we need some more water?
Pour a little bit down there. Thank you. There we go.
Hey, we did it! It's stuck in there.
Yeah, the plug is stuck. There we go.
All right. Check it out. Yeah, I know. It's a small minor thing. Just, we've never done that before.
Now this is bigger than we need, but that should be fine.
Yep. Because we have this.
Some silicone.
Silicone to seal it.
If we need to.
Yes, we need to.
Because I think a little bit of backflow to that isn't going to be a problem.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. It's more a concern on the gnome.
Yes.
Excuse me. On Kevin, if you will.
Ah, Kevin. He knows what he did. Killed the tree stump monster's barber.
Or Jean-Philippe.
His name was Jean-Philippe.
Sure, why not?
I'm just asking. Chad's he's got a whole story for this now. If you don't know what we're talking about with Kevin and him killing the tree stump monsters, barber Jean-Philippe, go watch the one where we sculpt Halloween monsters out of paper clay. And you'll see what we're talking about.
You'll see exactly what we're talking about. Our initial plan was to put this inside of here and then, you know, balance this on top, right? It gives us an opening to run the tube up through and everything, but it is much too low.
It is.
So we're going to need to raise this up. For that, we had originally gotten a bunch of big rocks from the yard, but getting that level proved to be problematic, so we're going to just use some pea gravel and toss some of this in there. Again, doesn't need to be perfectly level because we can always, or even if it's too high, we can.
That's good, but it just
needs to be centered.
Needs to be centered.
But before we do that, we need to take some of our tubing and attach it to the pump, right? Toss the pump down in there.
And can you tell us a little bit about the pump, Chad?
The pump is just, it does 65 gallons an hour, so it should have a pretty good clip for a small fountain. And it is solar powered with a battery backup so that it can basically run during the day under solar power while it's charging the batteries, and then at night get about 4 hours of run time once the sun goes down. Oh yeah, basically if sunlight's not available. So now we're gonna just...
You need my assistant.
I got it.
Okay.
Just gonna thread this through. You are going to trim the hose too.
Obviously.
And then looks roughly centered, but we'll tell for sure once we get the terracotta part on top. And this cord is just going to have to hang to the side.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nothing we can do about that.
The pump is designed for outdoor use in a pond, so that cord should be fine.
Okay, there we go.
That looks about perfect, yeah.
So we're going to drill a small hole in Kevin for the water to come out. It's going to be much smaller than the 3/8 inch hole going in. About 7/64 on the drill bit here. The underside, he did break out. It did break. We didn't have to drill it, so we're going to probably caulk that a little bit just to try to maintain some water pressure in there.
But it did actually, it benefited us the way he broke on the bottom, because that made it easier for Chad to clean him on the inside. There was just some, mold, algae.
Yeah, just from, he'd been outside for 10 plus years.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that this is clean. It's not intended to be for any pollinators, animals, or anything to drink out of, but in case they do, we want to make sure it's clean and healthy for them.
And we're just going to drill a hole in here right over his little gnomish chest.
And wait. Okay, make sure you gotta, it's gotta be where his thumb and finger are, right about there.
Right, so I'm putting it right there.
Okay. You should be wearing a mask.
Yeah.
I am wearing my mask, which is why I'm so muffled.
You ready, Kevin? Although he does, when cleaning him, we did learn he has a few extra holes, so water's going to come out everywhere probably.
Is the hole going to be big enough?
If not, then we drill a slightly larger one. So looking at the tube, this should be long enough too, I think, to insert up into Kevin.
I would cut a little bit longer than you think we need.
Okay.
And we can always trim back down.
Ready?
Yep.
This is sturdy tubing.
It's supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm. So now this just goes up to Kevin here.
How's it fit?
It's all the way up in there.
Uh-huh.
It's actually up into this tree trunk here.
Whoops, okay, that is too long.
We'll shave a little bit more off, right?
Yep.
Take it down to about here.
Okay.
There we go.
Better?
Better, yep.
All right.
So now we have to do a little bit of caulking there just to...
Well, first you should probably clean off the bits of Kevin that are on the sauce.
So the plan is, in the end, to have this all decorated with little rocks and pea gravel and whatnot to make it look like he's sitting in a little forest anyway. So we're just going to actually use a rock from the yard and caulk it on there to close off most of the gap so that when it comes time to put the tube in, we don't need to try to fill a massive hole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll get that in there where we want it. And if it moves, that's fine.
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Does it have to be attached to the pump right now?
No, it doesn't.
So what if we detach the tube from the pump right now?
Mm-hmm. So we have that weight pulling it down?
Well, and so it's a little easier to maneuver it.
Mm-hmm.
Get it attached to Kevin,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can attach it to the pump and put the pump in place and everything.
Sounds like a plan.
Every once in a while I come up with a good idea, y'all.
All the time.
You sure about that?
Yeah.
Have you met me?
Mm-hmm. I have.
It's like, this was your idea in the first place.
Right?
True, very true.
So now that I'm holding the rock there, I'm just gonna plug the gaps with this caulk. Like I said, gonna be really kind of thick with it because I don't want it to move and nobody's gonna see it, right?
That's right.
Okay. Now we'll just let this set up, I guess.
You gonna sit there and hold Kevin for the next... How long does it say it takes?
It says 5 to 10 minutes, but there we go. So you're ready to do this?
I am.
I think it's gonna take some teamwork.
It definitely is.
Okay. So, because of how we chose to do this, it's gonna be, I guess, a little bit trickier than it might have been. So, why don't... Do you want to hold these and I'll do the connecting, or alternative?
Well, if you can fit that down through there.
Yeah, ready?
All right, I'm having to do this blind.
Yeah.
I can't tell what I'm doing. The tubing goes around it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's a tight fit.
Yes. Oh, I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
So now we're going to set that down.
All right, go ahead and set that down.
Can I get...
Yeah, I got him.
Okay.
And the saucer.
Okay.
All right.
Set it down.
Set it down.
And then we can just build up to hide him standing like this.
Wow, the tube is actually a little too long, isn't it? But we've got the pea gravel that we can use to build up.
Yep.
We want to do basically some basing anyway. So, where's the pea gravel?
Oh, that's in the garage. Pea gravel.
That's great. Get it up under there. There we go.
And if something falls down here, that's fine.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Can you put some more on there? Oops. Fill in all around.
You've also got those larger rocks that
Yeah, we do have some larger rocks.
from the yard. That look good for the pea gravel.
I'm gonna leave his stick right there,
Okay.
so I don't break it again.
Here to add some moss.
Yes, we even have moss. You're not gonna use the moss off the porch?
I can.
That's okay.
What would you like? Big sheet.
Big sheet of moss, apparently. Put it up under there. Under the big rock.
There's some pea gravel.
And this is just moss that we got at Michael's for dioramas and such. He's just dropping the moss down in there,
Yeah,
y'all.
we'll see it again.
Yeah.
There we go. Might need to hold that for a little while.
I guess Chad will be back to me in a couple hours.
Yeah, and then unfortunately then we'll find her stuck to the ceiling and it's like, but you started out outside.
But I'm outside.
I know, right?
There's no ceiling to the outside. All right, so now I guess we need to fill it with some water.
And hook the pump up.
We do not need this excess tubing anymore.
We're just gonna, the pump, like we mentioned, is solar powered, so we are just going to take the power cable, the little adapter, and plug it into the one labeled pump. We didn't think about orientation when we set them up there, did we?
Nope, but that is the perfect orientation.
You ready?
Do we have a leak somewhere?
I think so, yeah.
Uh-oh, looks like we have a leak. How do we fix it?
That's a good question.
Where do you think the leak's coming from? Do you think it's from the tubing, or do you think it's from holes in him?
I think it's from him.
So you're going to have to find all those holes and seal it?
Yeah.
That's going to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, troubleshooting is part of the process.
Yep.
To help with troubleshooting, we're going to add some of the food coloring. McCormick's Red. We got this specifically for this. Oh, the water's starting to turn pink where it's coming up his foot.
Well, that's good, right?
That is good.
It means we're getting the water inside him.
Yeah, we are definitely getting water inside him. He's just leaking somewhere. So we can see that we do have a leak by his foot. It's dripping. We can see the water's red.
Do you see that one?
Oh, yep. I see the other one right there. Okay, so we're going to have to seal those somehow.
Yep.
All right, so we made some adjustments to Kevin. As you can see, we added a second saucer filled with pea gravel. We've got several holes drilled in that for good drainage. That just makes sure that the whole thing is enclosed. We don't have to worry about any frogs or birds or chipmunks or spiders or lizards or anybody getting in there, getting trapped and drowning, because that would break my heart. We also, instead of using the flexible tubing that we originally tried, the silicone just was not... Silicone?
Close enough. Yeah.
The silicone just... It actually did not adhere underneath, even though Chad used a ton of that. It had just... The seal broke. So we instead used one of the plastic risers that came with the pump and just a plastic straw. That's the little bit of red that you're seeing there. Right there. Yes. It's just a plastic straw. We stuck it through there, attached it to the riser, cut it down to size, and we're ready to give this another try.
You ready?
You ready, Chad?
What do you think's gonna happen?
I hope it hurts this time.
Be nice.
Yes.
Come on, Kevin.
Cooperate with us, Kevin, for once in your life. All right, y'all ready? Count me in, Chad.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that is so cool.
Kevin, spike through the heart.
Oh, that is exactly what I had planned. That's so cool.
That turned out really good.
That really did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got the Halloween tree. But it just keeps building up more and more.
Yeah. And if we need to add more water, that's easy enough to do.
Yep. The food coloring made for a perfect red blood color. And yeah, this is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear it trickling down
Yep.
into the main container.
So we know we've got at least some flow returning.
Yeah, we've got a whole layer of pea gravel between the top saucer and the bottom saucer to make sure that we've got good drainage going there. So, but yes, how cool is this?
That worked.
That is a Halloween decoration.
Mm-hmm.
I like this.
Of course, people are going to now wonder how many pints of blood are in a gnome. Because that blood's just coming through. He's got a gusher.
He does. It's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed watching us turn this old plastic lawn gnome into just a really horrific, creepy, bloody Halloween decoration. If you did, please be sure to give the video a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do that. Turn on notifications so that you never miss anything that we do here. And we will see you on our next adventure.
Yep.
Bye, everybody. Say bye, Chad.
Bye, Kevin. Hardly knew ya. You little gnome.
That's for Jean-Philippe. You know what you get. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.